Supergirl, issue 25, which is written. Well, it's the main story is Mark Andreyko and Emanuele Lupacchino on art. I'll tell you what the backup stories were when we get to them. I'll just see them on the page.
Well, there's also a secondary artist on like the last 3 or 4 pages.
Lupacino now. Like, why does this book get artist after artist?
Look, this book is fantastic. I'm going to say this issue is fantastic. The main story, Supergirl, of course, landed, or not landed, but got to the remains of
What's
Krypton.
Left, the remnants,
of Krypton, and started freaking out and I like how they explain here that she didn't think this was going to be a problem because she thought A, the radiation wouldn't be as high, and B, the ship should have protected her from it. So it's a surprise it's this much, which I like, because my only complaint about the end of the last issue is I thought she should have kind of predicted this that this would hurt.
Yeah, well, and also the shields have taken some damage from her journeys and whatnot. So that makes sense.
Art's
this
fantastic.
issue made me really like the Kaluan guy, who I can't remember his name.
Let's find his name because I can't remember it either. So like, Kara gets a spacesuit on, and then the Kaluan guy is like, oh, I'll get Crypto suited up, because Crypto looks like he's in pain as well. And I never even thought of that last issue. Sorry?
It's Zinder.
Zinder with a Z.
Yep.
Or a Z for you, Matt. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what Z means.
So even Crypto's in a little spacesuit to help him with the thing. Honestly, my only complaint with the art at all, because obviously Lupacino is fantastic and it's gorgeous, is after Supergirl gets her spacesuit on, there's like a 2-page layout, and I thought the way she's drawn the reflection on the visor, the astronaut suit, instead of looking like a reflection, it looks like there's like a hole in it. It looks like there's like it's broken glass to me. Like, you know how you see her face coming through it?
Yeah, now that I can see it.
To me, it looks like there's just a hole, and I thought, wait, is there a hole in it? So it's useless then. But it's not. It's just the way she's drawn the reflection on it.
Right. Yeah, I can get what you're saying now.
Yeah. So but so Supergirl's here. She's looking for clues, and she ends up encountering a being called Splice, who attacks her.
Which I was like, come on, Andreyko. And then, but then the name ends up making sense when we get to the end of the issue.
Yeah.
But you find out that it's the guardian of Krypton, or caretaker of Krypton.
Yeah.
And like it can shapeshift, and it seems like it has Tamaranian like solar powers, so it can hit her with star bolts and stuff.
Yeah, because Supergirl pieces this together because she's like, oh, that was like a Tamaran blast, and then that was like a
Durlin
shapeshift. Yeah, so that's like another thing. It's like, oh, it must be some sort of like, absorbing entity that can mimic all these things. And then she starts having flashbacks, like, the effects of the kryptonite make her kind of hallucinate a couple of times during this fight.
Yep.
And she thinks she's with her parents, but then her parents turn evil and attack her and stuff like
zombies,
that. Yeah, it's doing all this stuff, and she's trying to keep her cool. But she remembers something important. She remembers this device that her father was making that would maybe save Krypton. This what did he call it?
It can restart the planet's core.
Yeah, that's what it
says.
But it's the same thing that Rogol Zar was going to use on Earth to destroy Earth.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so she starts piecing together. Did this device that was meant to help get reversed and turn into something that actually brought on the destruction of Krypton quicker, and that maybe he had a hand in it inadvertently.
Yeah, she's
which
worried,
I liked.
She's worried that the device helped kill Krypton, and it's like, okay, I'm liking it. The parentage of both Kara and Kal are both kind of becoming kind of important in terms of what happened.
Yeah, the L boys kind of, didn't do too much. Didn't do too much good as we think they always have. And you know what? Both of them survived, and I'm just realizing this because Zor-El became the cyborg Superman.
That's right. Yeah.
Jor-El is, running around through space with his grandson. So,
I think that's just that's a criticism of comic books, that they can't help but bring characters back to life.
I know. It didn't sink in until this moment. But I also like as Kara's fighting Splice. To Kara, Splice becomes Rogol Zar.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool because it gets, it reminds us that she's on this mission for Zar to find out his origins and why he did what he did. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I dig that. And then they get zapped away. Basically, Kara and Splice get zapped by whoever's like doing this, and
Yeah.
we end up at the Citadel, and Harry Ho-Hum, who's the Tsar of the Citadel. So we're getting to some Omega Men stuff like that corner of the galaxy.
Yeah. Is that Ho-Hum or Hokum?
Oh, maybe a K. You're right. I thought it was a
I
H.
think, yeah.
To be
Okay.
fair, the H and the K look really similar.
They do, so that's why I didn't know. But Terry Ho-Hum, I'm just like, that's a bad name.
Then it could be Kokum though. It could be both K's.
It could be Carrie Kokum. We need to hit up
Yeah.
Draco.
I don't know which one makes more sense. All right.
So wait, I thought the Citadel was the school that she went to in space in New 52.
What's that called? The Citadel?
I think so. But is this Omega Men stuff? I don't know. I'm not familiar with
That was the Crucible.
That was a Crucible. You're right. Yeah,
Crucible.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, okay.
I knew it was Omega Men because it says at the bottom next Supergirl and the Omega Men. So I assumed that that's what
Gotcha.
this. Because we didn't we go to the Citadel with the Green Lantern stuff? When we did some of that
That's
stuff.
why it seems familiar.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that's why
Yeah,
it's
the
familiar.
Crucible was New 52. That's right.
Yeah. So that was the end of the main story. And what's his name? Zigor?
Zinder.
Zinder. Zinder's left on
Yeah.
his own in a ship with
Zinder
Crypto,
Cole.
being like, "Damn it, where did Kara go?" So he's going to try and help, presumably, next issue. But this was all good. So we got two backups.
Mm-hmm.
The two backups. The first one is a Zinder story. Zinder Call, his name is, and this is in Draco again, with Brad Walker on art. And again, art's really good.
He's like, you want to make me like this even more? Just make him Space Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so I was thinking that as well. He's an
And
archaeologist.
he did. I enjoyed the hell out of this one.
Yeah. So the smart thing here is that we've got the regular writer of the run doing a story to sort of basically just fill out one of our new supporting characters. He's basically saying here, you want to get to know him, let's take some time to like get to know this supporting character. And I like that. Because there's some people who I'll see online who get really upset when a book about any character will take an issue that doesn't focus on the main character. They get really upset and say, oh, this is not about Kara, this is about this dude. And I'm like, well, yeah, one, it's a backup story, so it's not that big a deal. And secondly, I have no problem with issues here or there. Same with TV. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need every episode to focus on the main character. I like when you get an episode that focuses on a supporting character. Like, let them have the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
It
fills out that world.
as long as it doesn't do it too often, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It can become a problem, but it's fine. This book in no way has not been focusing on Kara for the duration of it. So
No. And the fact that we just got him joining up in the last issue,
yeah,
right? And now it kind of, he had mentioned he was a doctor, but not that kind. And I totally spaced that, he was supposed to be a doctor till now. But then you find out, like, I don't know, he's basically Indiana Jones. He's an archaeologist. And he went to go find this rare flower on this planet.
He's on an alien planet. Everything's bright and colourful. He encounters this alien race. He ends up with this artifact he didn't intend. But the whole joke is here at the end of it, Rogol Zar's symbols on the artifact. So he's encountered something that is connected to Rogol Zar in the past, which I'm sure will come up at some point.
Yep. Well, and he finds out that Krypton had a lost colony on this planet. That because he's picking up like the thing that comes out of that artifact is a projection of basically the Kryptonians being slaughtered, and he thinks it's the locals because the locals attack him right after with this technology that they basically shouldn't have. Like, it's weird, but we know it's probably Zar.
Yeah, that's why his thing, whatever this is, has been left behind.
Right.
It's because he came and killed them. But it does also note that the locals here seem to have based some of their civilization on Krypton because of this outpost, because of the technology was left behind. So no, it was an interesting little just character thing to let us know a bit more about him. The idea that his father kind of hates what he does and all that kind of stuff. Just a little bit of character for him, which was nice. And then the final story, which is a Dan Jurgens Supergirl written story, really really good. This is a Christmas story as well. And Jurgens pointed out that he loves Supergirl, but he's actually not really gotten to write her that much. So I'm loving Draco's run, but if Jurgens wants to take it after he's done, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Seems to be a
I
theme
like
this
that it was
week.
a throwback to her living in National City with the Danvers.
Yeah, she's got her suit from before with the red skirt.
Yeah.
And it's basically this story how she comes home after fighting this a Megazon. She was fighting a Megazon in was it Iceland or Finland or somewhere cold.
Norway.
Norway, there you go. That's some are called. And she comes back and she's covered in gunk, and she goes into her room and finds out that the Danvers have gotten rid of a lot of her stuff that she's outgrown for charity and stuff like that. But she's really upset because the box with clothes in it had basically a teddy bear that she had on Krypton.
Yeah.
That she was really close to, and it was like the one thing she had from her parents still with her. And the Danvers are really, heartbroken about it, and they kind of give her permission to go and like sneak into the orphanage and maybe try and get it back. Even though she's not supposed to use her powers for things like that, it's like, well, it's Christmas and we kind of screwed up. So just you can quietly go in and like maybe
go get your Pluot back.
Yeah.
And I feel like I see where the story is going.
All right.
Yeah. Well, when she gets there, a bunch of orphans find her, and one of the little girls has already found it and has already kind of fallen in love with her toy, and. Supergirl looks really upset. The art's really good here because she gets really teary-eyed as she sees this girl's falling in love with it, and she basically calls it Ice was the hero she was fighting alongside in Finland, and she gets Ice to come by and make it snow because this little girl wants snow because she grew up in a place where it snowed a lot, but her parents died and now she's living here where there's never going to be snow in National City, so she calls in a favor and they get some snow. And she lets the girl keep the toy, and that's this. It's a really heartwarming little Christmas story. It's nice.
Yeah, it was really moving. Once you realize that it went to an orphanage, you're like, oh, she ain't getting her toy back. It's just a kid that already got it, and
Yeah, it's not like unpredictable, but it's solid in what it's doing, and it's heartwarming. And Joe, it's funny. This started, and I realized it was a Christmas story, and I went Christmas stories. And then I went, oh yeah, it's middle of December. This is actually timed quite well. Another solid issue. We've been digging this run a lot. And I like how it's tied into the Rogol-Zar stuff, but it feels like it's great art. The pacing's been great in every issue, and it's rare that I actually find that when there's a couple of backups that I like both. Usually there's one that's kind of like
but it was this year, it's just filler. But no, this one they both like the first one definitely informed the story more.
Yeah,
and the last one was just kind of like, okay, it's Christmas, like. We'll have a Supergirl Christmas story.
The first one was a spotlight on a new character to let us get to know him a little bit, and then the second one was just a nice little Christmas Supergirl story that was good. So, no. What are you giving it, Matt?
Oh, sir, this was a 9. I really enjoyed this entire
issue. I concur. I'll also give this a 9. That was great.
Jeez, don't hold back, guys.
That was great. Supergirl's been fantastic. You've been missing out.
I know. But it's going to cross over, and then I'm going to hate it.